Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Brigham from Brock Solutions, and I'd just like to welcome everyone on the phone and watching online to the fifth session of our webinar Wednesday series. I'm a senior technical lead at Brock Solutions, focusing on manufacturing intelligence. And I'm happy that I have the opportunity today to share and discuss MI and talk about what we're seeing in the market, what we're learning, and hopefully demystify this often confusing space. I just want to point out some logistics. We try to keep these webinars to a quick 20-25 minute duration where we present the content for about 15 to 20 minutes and leave some time at the end for some questions and answers. So it's meant to be an interactive conversation. Right now, everyone is muted, and at the end, we'll unmute everyone if anyone has any questions. This meeting is also being recorded so that we can provide the content later on YouTube for later reference if everyone so wishes to look later. So I've structured our time for the next 20 or so minutes into the following, and I want to try and kind of level set the MI space. I want to point out why this space is so confusing, explain the differences between BI and MI, and I'll share with you what we've learned and some of our observations that we've seen with successful implementations. And ultimately, where do we go from here? What we typically recommend when someone is trying to get started with MI. If we have time, I have the standard slides of who Brock Solution is, and I'll pull that up for whomever is interested and doesn't quite know what our company does, but that's not our focus for today. And at the end, we'll talk through any questions anyone might have after hearing the content. So let's get started. When we talk about this MI space, what I have here is an illustration of a typical highly connected data-enabled environment. There is a data warehouse that has consolidated and aggregated data from multiple sources. An assortment of development applications were used to create several insights in the form of reports and dashboards. A digital thread view into critical process variables that occurred during the start and stop of key processes, promoting problem solving and root cause analysis. And all of this is accessed through a portal-like interface and is accessible both to users on their desktops, on the shop floor, or on a mobile device. So really, the term manufacturing intelligence is kind of like the glue that binds all of this together. But what does MI mean? Manufacturing intelligence should be the key to a company's real-time strategy. MI launches the framework for a highly connected, knowledge-enabled workforce. It makes operations data accessible across the entire organization for rapid problem solving and decision making. The retrieval of historical data from assets, systems, and plants to garner continuous improvement. Real-time insights and advanced analytics to generate transformative insights. And ultimately, the goal is to provide consistent reporting and tracking of production data. And why is this important and critical moving forward? Well, we have an experienced retiring workforce with tribal knowledge required for smooth operation, and that's going to disappear. There's a growing number of legacy systems that are custom designed that are getting harder and harder to connect and retrieve valuable information from. And we've found that the industry is pushing the direction towards smart manufacturing, promoting a highly connected, knowledge-enabled enterprise workforce. Systems are moving towards a consolidated portal-like experience that are easily and rapidly deployed across an entire organization. And ultimately, MI is setting the stage for learning systems, predictive analytics, and this new term out there called operational intelligence. I'd just like to share with you why this is such a confusing space. So I'm just pulling up some typical questions we hear at Brock Solutions. We get one of these, if not a combination of these questions from our customers in the manufacturing world, and it's easy to see how MI could easily get out of control. A lot of terms come up: BI, MI, OI, IoT, IIoT. Man, that's a lot of terms. But what do all these terms mean? There are a ton of industry emails that go out that just seem like an endless stream of new technology. Some customers already have some intelligence tools, but they lack the ability to get started or don't know how to identify what's important. Do we buy commercial off the shelf or build custom solutions? So in light of all this confusion, I just thought I would take a little time today and share with you what we're seeing in the market, what have been some of our experiences, and what we're learning, and share with you some of our clients' perspectives in this MI space. And as we get started with demystifying manufacturing intelligence, I just want to quickly ask some rhetorical questions. What is your current understanding and systems for MI? Have you struggled to define a vision for MI, and how is this differentiated from a BI strategy? Do you understand the various systems where data is available and how to connect these disparate data sources? Have you struggled to get real-time operational analytics? And who owns this space for the systems and driving requirements? Is it IT or OT? They don't have to be answered now. I just want to point them out as observations. We have found that you are not alone. These are all common questions. Our objective here is to share our learnings and best practices so you can drive your organization forward in this puzzling MI space. So, what is the difference between business intelligence and manufacturing intelligence? We have found that Brock and others in the manufacturing industry have been doing this far longer than when the term manufacturing intelligence was penned. This is part of the confusion. Is it business intelligence or is it manufacturing intelligence? The true difference is the level of context. The key separation of BI is that visualization and analysis occurs against information historically and from a perspective of data typically at a higher level. Manufacturing intelligence, on the other hand, applies to software principles used to combine process-related data from multiple sources for the purposes of reporting, analysis, visual summaries, and aggregating data between enterprise level and plant systems. This aggregated data could be given a new structure or context that helps operators find what they need regardless of where it came from. It leverages a suite of reporting and analysis tools, interfaces, and dashboards specifically designed to deliver contextualized, localized, role-based information to help improve systems and processes. And oftentimes manufacturing intelligence strategies operate in tandem with BI systems, which are a broad category of applications and technologies for gathering, storing, analyzing, and providing access to business process data to help enterprise users make better business decisions. But mainly, BI systems just lack that real-time integration with shop floor equipment that MI provides. So I just want to share with you some of the observations and perspectives we have found. We have found that combining multiple sources of information in the same report or dashboard allows a user to discover for themselves trends across disjointed systems in real time. It is the type of real-time self-discovery that really separates MI from the business intelligence world. With automated operations, insights are consumed and delivered to the right person that becomes the single version of the truth. They can get the right information when they need it. This could be either scheduled, triggered, or ad hoc. MI empowers end users to perform their own what-if analysis through reporting and drill-down capabilities. With complete visibility into operational data, MI enables more efficient interaction with data to get to root causes of problems. creating the right context for the information by modeling and mapping organization equipment to an enterprise hierarchical model. So what have we learned, and what are some of the common pitfalls we've seen? This should not just be a technical problem. Acceptance should not be based on the success of a technical implementation. We have seen two types of initiatives. The first being an IT project and software rollout that just pushed all these solutions to the end user without consulting them up front on the requirements. The second, a business implementation where too many people were involved and the number of metrics identified stalled the deployment because it was too time consuming to prioritize and weigh requirements. Unfortunately, both of these strategies are detrimental and can be avoided if clear segregation of roles and responsibilities are established up front. It's hard to explain to leadership. There's clearly value and benefits. What we need to focus on is what is the business value and how is this initiative going to drive the business forward. Don't boil the ocean. Projects should take small steps and plan waypoints into future journeys. Pick easy to define metrics you can implement quickly and rapidly to show quick returns. Train resources that are mentors and advocates that can champion a solution in an organization. This will truly drive a cultural change of self-discovery mentioned earlier in the presentation. This will help garner a highly connected, knowledge-enabled workforce. And lastly, global standards defined across an entire organization will promote cross-pollination of ideas for improvement. This creates buy-in. So when have we seen success? We've seen a push with clients that have multiple facilities moving towards a centralized infrastructure hosted in a single data center with a single operational data store and leaving sites to maintain their own data with local reporting in data marts. This provides the ability for some applications to maintain organizational standards and sites having to fit their requirements into a clear defined structure. This framework is important to understand because the successful implementations we have seen have well-established, clear segregation of technical and functional resources. This efficiently separates work streams and speeds up solution rollout. We've worked with both clients that decided to either an off-the-shelf solution or combining many fit-for-purpose products to leverage investments already made within the organization. What is important to be aware of is there's no right or wrong answer. One best practice to be mindful in both of these cases is to work with consultants who have done this before, who know best practices, and who have already accumulated a long list of potential pitfalls so you don't have to repeat them. So that brings us to our last question here today. How do we get started? We believe that success does breed more success, and this is a roadmap to getting started. It's important to start establishing a small cross-functional team that includes members from the impacted areas of manufacturing, operations, and IT. The initial expectations should be set that the first proof of concept will collect, aggregate, and contextualize a small subset of data into new information and be used to highlight new, faster insights. It's important not to make this a time-consuming and expensive effort to gain momentum. Involve the end user in a proof of concept design to ensure metrics are meaningful. Once an organization is convinced that MI can act as a performance visualizer and accelerator, companies are ready to define a long-term vision for continuous improvement. This vision should be transformative and provide a culture change in the way people work and collaborate in the future. And lastly, we recommend that you work with software suppliers and integrators that have a proven track record in your industry. Ensure whatever solution you select, that being either fit for purpose or commercial off the shelf, that it fits well into your existing IT and application landscape. So that brings us to the end of our conversation. I do believe we have a couple minutes for some questions. I'm not going to go over the Brock slides. You can see them here, or you can visit our website. So if anyone listening has any questions, I'd be more than happy to take them now.
Hi, this is Scott DeLong from Whitewave, and a question I have.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you see, or can you talk through the integration of MI and BI? I know you talked about the differences, but do you see, or can you speak to how those might be integrated together?
Right, so there's many tools, like I said before, that you can purchase. There's Microsoft tools, there's SAP tools, and what we've sort of found is these tools kind of work in tandem in order to bring data together. So it's not just one tool. I don't want people to walk away here saying there's this one tool you can buy off the shelf that will solve all your problems. It really is a combination of them. I don't know if I'm clearing that up at all. There are certainly off-the-shelf tools that you can purchase, but what we found is that they don't always provide the full solution that you need. So working in tandem with other fit-for-purpose tools will help you kind of integrate everything together. Looks like we have one more question here coming in on text. I heard several acronyms near the beginning of your presentation. I was unfamiliar with OI. Could you explain this a little? So that's a good question. OI is operational intelligence. It's a real-time analytics system similar to MI, providing visibility and insight into in-flight data and events to detect opportunities and threats. But the difference here, the goal of OI is to reduce the time between when intelligence is realized and when corrective action is taken. I like to think of it kind of as a GPS system where it's continually and perpetually giving you course-correcting actions. Well, thank you everyone for your time today, and look forward to speaking with you in the future if I am asked to present any other topics. Thank you.